Hello.
Hello. I got confused.
It's got just the mic. Hang on. How high can you get? Oh, now we're crashing the shot.
Well, don't do that.
See, but it's like secrets of the webcam. See, the
Okay.
mic is all like some kind of like spaceship out of Star Trek or something. We'll just have
Just
it.
lower it.
Just have it down there.
Good evening.
Just out of shot. Hang on. I don't know if we're live yet.
Oh, we should be live.
We should be live.
Chat.
There's always that worry that it's not quite
Okay.
working. Is the chat working? See, now I'm worried that the chat isn't working. Say something in the chat.
If you're here,
give
us a hello. Say hi. Let us know that you are with us and that you can see us. Welcome, 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 welcome.
We did that strange thing tonight where I published the link ahead of time, which meant that people could jump on and comment ahead of time. And also we've pinned a comment. So we're having all kinds of
new
wacky fun, but I can't actually see any of the live chat happening at the moment. So that's a little bit disconcerting, but we'll see what happens.
Should we keep
keep
waffling
going.
for a second? Good evening. Thanks if you've joined us. Let us know you're here in the comments.
Dan, could you text me and let us know if it's actually working /live or not?
Yay. Brilliant. This is a very exciting evening this evening for our quiz. And also slightly confusing because we normally do our quizzes on a Saturday night. So I'm actually quite concerned. I'm going to think I can have a lie-in tomorrow and not go to work.
It's not Saturday.
It's not Saturday. It is Thursday because tonight our quiz is part of the wonderful London Transport Museum's After Dark series. And we're very privileged and honoured to be the first of a series of virtual events taking place on Thursdays for the London Transport Museum. So thank you very much, LTM, for having us. Jeff's still just sort of checking the comments. He's doing the technical stuff.
I'm told that we're live. Ali Baker, hello sir,
Hello.
has kindly donated, but I'm seeing no chat. So we're seeing...
Which is unusual.
We're seeing nothing. None of the chat is coming through. And I really don't know why. Nothing.
Dan, let us know if there is chat. If you could let us know that, and then we will forge on ahead. Oh, there's more chat on that side.
Well, no, I've moved chat to a pop-out window, so I'm just going to do that. I've no idea why YouTube has a life of its own, but sometimes it has a life of its own. There we go. So Caroline Greenweller's not there, saying it's not Saturday. Right, I'm happy now because the chat is there.
Are you focused? You're back with us?
Nothing was moving. It wasn't ticking over.
Back with us.
John Oak says it's mid-afternoon where I am. John, where are you in the world? That would place him somewhere in Canada or the east coast of America or something.
Cool.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hey, Robbie.
Who else is with us today? Family Vlogs from Greenwich.
All the people.
Hello there.
Good evening, Greenwich.
So you may not have it may not have sunk in what I said. I just explained to everyone that normally
it's not Saturday.
It's not Saturday, but normally we do quizzes on Saturday. We've been invited by London Transport Museum to host a quiz as part of their new After Dark series.
When they reopened last autumn, they had live events, sort of evening events, hence After Dark, at the museum.
Yeah.
On Thursday evenings.
Yes.
And obviously with the current situation, they're now
happen.
having Thursday events online. And they said, do you want to do one for us? And we went, all right then.
What did we say?
We went, all right then. All right then, yeah. We should point out, if you very kindly donate in the super chat, that actually goes to the All the Stations channel. Later, we're pleased to say we have Mr. Sam Mullins, who is the director
for this evening
of the museum. And he'll be on to say that if you want to support the museum, and he'll talk about how you can support the museum if that's your thing. But if you super chat us, like Roddy Jenkins just has, hello sir, that goes to us.
It's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
That keeps a roof above our head and food in our stomachs. Not even joking.
But there are some great ways that you can support the museum and donate to them if you want to. And as Jeff said, Sam will be joining us a bit later and he will share all the details of how you can do that. I kind of just want to point out our pub name, because normally we get you guys, the viewers, to pick a pub name for where our quiz is coming from live, but tonight it's from the London Transport Museum. So I have got ready, is that a phrase? The pub name board tonight is my little rendition of the Transport Museum sign and a few it's a bit blurry, is it because it's focusing on us?
A little bit. And I've put up my roundel there that says underground.
I've got some maquette things.
You got some maquette going on there.
Going on here too.
We're drinking out of our hidden London mugs.
Yeah.
Down
We're
there.
We're on brand.
We'll be even more on brand if you get the things from down there.
Things? Which of the things?
Let's open one each. The ones that need unwrapping.
Okay.
We have things.
We can have that one.
All right. It's like Christmas.
Well, when Sam joins us, we'll need to wear one of these because we need to.
Well, I'm going to open mine now.
Do social distancing, but the museum have got. Are these their new line in face masks?
I think it's their new.
Ooh, they're nice.
Their new line.
Oh no, they're really nice. Nice and soft.
In fact, look at the maquette on that one. Oh man! Right, check me out.
There we go.
Trouble is, I always feel like Bane from.
Oh no, my glasses are going to steam up.
Whenever you put a face mask on, you feel like Bane from Batman, don't you?
Who?
Bane. Oh, the guy that talks from the third Batman. Bane. You've never.
Okay, say it again, and I still won't understand.
With the deep voice, and he's got the mask. Oh, people, they know who I mean.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, really good. These are really nice.
That's nice.
Very soft, lovely.
Vicky, what's that one?
Oh no, we don't want to give away too many maquette
what's that one?
things because that might be a question later in the quiz.
I'm sorry. Did you say maquette?
Mash the maquette, 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 mash the maquette.
I found it.
You found it?
I found it,
It's
yeah.
about 2 weeks Jeff couldn't find the jingle.
I suddenly wasn't in the folder I thought it was in, and suddenly I had the brainwave to use there's this amazing advanced function on Windows called search, and if you just type in a word into the box, it then searches your entire hard drive for you. So I typed the word maquette, came up with about 100 hits.
That's not surprising.
But one of them was maquette. And I was like, well, what's it doing that folder there? And obviously I clicked and dragged it. You've got tube map one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm totally distracted. Is it?
Hang on.
Is this the night tube map,
Yeah.
or is it just an inverted version?
So this is the day tube. Well, that's an inverted version of
The regular map.
of the regular,
Okay.
not actually the night tube map. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Apologies for the ATS tune just there. Yes, music. Yes, I know. Stop. We know. We've stopped the music. We know. It's all
There's
good.
always something technical we haven't quite
fine.
got right.
It's fine.
But so yes, tonight's quiz. We should probably run through the format because if you've not joined us before, if you're joining simply because this is something that the museum have promoted, then you might just need a little bit of a heads up in terms of the format and how the quiz works. But Jeff, something tickled you there for a second. Did you want to?
Mason, thank you. Because I inadvertently clicked on the music.
Right.
And then Dan immediately texted me and I turned it off.
Yeah.
Because there's like a 12-second lag.
Right.
There was like 12 seconds worth of people going, turn it off! And I'm like, I have. Turn it off! I already have. There's music on. I know, I've done it. It's like...
But Jeff, can I just check if you turned it off?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to turn it on now.
No.
With an echo.
No.
Jed, thank you, very kind.
Format for the quiz tonight. So
surely it's to ask questions and answer them.
it is, but the way that it works, you may be in a team. So some people like to form a virtual team. Maybe get yourself on a Zoom chat with your friends. You can work as a team in that way, or maybe you're just in a team with the people that you live with. It doesn't matter, or you could just be by yourself. We have 4 rounds of questions, and tonight's questions are all themed around the London Transport Museum and its collections, and we need to give a shout out to Miranda and George for stocking us up with all the questions for tonight's quiz. So thank you, Miranda and George, for doing those.
Great hairy fool, thank you.
The other part of the sort of format of tonight,
Very important.
because it's all for fun. It's all a bit of fun. It's all to keep up our spirits, keep us all going.
Especially this week when it's snowing.
It's very
And
chilly
it's like minus... Was it minus 22 in Aberdeenshire last night?
No, it wasn't.
It was minus 22 up in Scotland.
That's incredible.
Minus 6 here in London. Some of my family who live sort of home counties outside London, they were down to like minus 11. But Scotland, we heard minus 22.
Oh my goodness.
Anyone in Scotland with their thermometer out last night?
And the hats and gloves and scarves.
It's only minus 4 tonight, and then tomorrow it's getting up to minus 1.
Nothing.
Carrie, thank you. Chris, thank you.
So yes, part of the format for the quiz. If you're stuck for an answer and you don't have a clue, then you can...
I'm sorry, I haven't a clue.
Do you not?
Was that deliberate?
Half and half, yeah.
Okay. No, because I don't think some people know the gag. We should talk about why the gag is a gag, and then we should crack on.
But what we have is a card that you can play at any point that you don't know an answer, but it's single use only. So you might need to think tactically, think wisely for when you might use it. But you can play your Mornington Crescent card to give yourself 2 points if you get stuck on an answer. Jeff, do you want to explain the story behind the Mornington
Gordon,
present
thank
card?
you. A to Z by Local Bus, thank you. There's a BBC Radio 4 quiz show with Willie Rushton and from years back, 1980s, 90s, called I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. And the story goes is that there was a producer on the show that they didn't like. And in the pub one day, the panelists went, let's invent a made-up game that doesn't have any rules to deliberately confuse our producer.
My favourite,
which is such a great anecdote. I don't care if that's not true. I'm going with that anecdote.
You're saying that's unequivocally.
Barry
that's
Quiet. We once saw Barry Quiet in a pub in Pinner. Do you remember? In a Wetherspoons.
I thought it was Crouch End.
Oh, it might be Crouch End. Okay. Barry Quiet's hilarious. And so there's a game they used to play on Radio 4 as part of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. And the idea is that you could just name locations and stations, and the winner was whoever said Mornington Crescent. And the joke being is that there were no rules and anybody could say it at any time. But there was almost a gambit in sort of not being the first one to say it, as well as being the one to actually say it. It was a preposterous game for the fun of it, so that's why. So any tube quiz online, you'll always see someone just sort of shout Mornington Crescent at some point, just because it's funny.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
And so we, throughout our quizzes in the last few weeks and months, came up with the Weems Bay card because Weems Bay seemed to be the answer for a question every week somehow. But tonight, in honour of the London Transport theme, we've turned it into the Mornington Crescent card. So,
and Mornington Crescent Tube Station actually has a plaque up dedicated.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know
dedicated to, because I believe. Oh, YouTube, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe, sadly, Willie Rushton has now passed. But when they refurbished and redecorated, because Mornington Crescent was closed for about 5 years, it was a red cross on the tube map while they did the lift. And when it eventually reopened, they got the team from Radio 4, I'm sorry I haven't a clue, to come down and cut a ribbon to reopen Mornington Crescent. How beautiful is that?
No.
There's a plaque in the station.
Someone's saying that's Number Wang.
Very good.
So it's very similar to Number Wang. Yeah.
Someone's saying it's still running.
Really?
It's I haven't got a clue. It's still running on Radio 4. Wow. Okay. Did Humphrey Littleton die as well?
Oh, what?
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm sad. Let's just
sad.
start the quiz.
Let's start the quiz. So we've got 4 rounds, each round on a slightly different theme connected to London Transport Museum. Then we have our special guest who will be delivering the questions for the 4th and final round.
And unlike other quizzes, we haven't connected up on Zoom yet with our guest. We're just going to dip in on Zoom, connect up, bring him in, and then disconnect
Seamlessly. It's going to be flawless.
Well, except I don't think it is. So normally we have our guest hidden in the background, but at some point you'll see me do this.
And I'll start
admin.
monologuing about something seemingly unconnected.
And I'll be like, click, 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 hang on. In about 20 minutes time, that'll happen. Have you worked out what you're going to say when I'm doing
Not at all.
the tech?
I'm just gonna take inspiration.
Michelle Visser, thank you very much. You did catch it live all the way from the Netherlands.
Wonderful.
How cold is it in the Netherlands?
Is it
chillier?
Has the storm reached?
And also, I was reading they have a curfew. They don't just have lockdown; they have curfew. Like 10 p.m. They have
the Netherlands.
Yeah, they have to be in at a certain time.
Okay.
Which is like crazy.
I'm just checking our admin list to make sure we've talked through everything that we needed to.
We should start.
Tonight's theme: tick.
Tick.
Format: tick. Get your teams together. Mention teams.
Get your teams together.
Do you have a team name? If so, pop it in the comments. We'd love to see your team name. Mornington Crescent card. Explained. Tick. We'll be joined later by Sam Mullins. Tick. Thanks to Miranda and George. We're going to say it again. Thanks, Miranda and George. Tick. Pub name. Tick. The things we haven't talked about. Don't put the answers in the comments. You're only cheating yourselves. So tonight on the Mod Squad...
Is Dan.
Hey Dan.
And any other rude behaviour or sort of repetitive, shouty behaviour, he stamps it out. Just be nice in the comments.
So
come on.
the comments are for obviously quiz chat, but please don't put the answers in there. You're just ruining it for yourselves. And that's it. That was all on my admin list.
Right.
So.
And
what have we got there?
Well, I mean, the picture's going to give it away, but we do have a bonus OS map tonight. The picture might give it away. I will reveal the number and location later, but if you live in the area of this OS map later, which I'll reveal at the break or maybe at the end, then you'll get a bonus OS map point. This is my new OS map that I bought during the week. It turned up.
I forgot we had that rule. Okay.
Right, should we just start?
Brilliant. Okay.
Do you want to do the first round?
No,
or
you're
shall I
doing
do
the first round. We
'Cause
just we had do you remember our discussion and we decided you'd do the first round.
Do you remember how sometimes we sort of chat off the cuff about things as if we haven't pre-planned what we're going to say to make it look like we're more natural?
Do you remember how I practiced my "I'm so annoyed at you" face for revealing that we don't actually do things off the cuff?
Do you remember how we practiced having this bit? This bit is totally scripted as well. We pre-planned this out.
Your turn.
No, keep it going.
Oh, no.
Let's just do this for
I've
half an
run
hour.
out. No.
Okay.
No, I've run out of things to say now.
Then could you give me a question number 1 then, please?
Question number 1.
Hi.
Eyes down, pens ready.
I mean, it's all London transport related stuff. Okay, this is it. We're going to start you off nice and easy. And
Are you sure?
no, let's talk about this other bit which we practiced first. How?
keep
No.
going.
Let's. What's that? What's the really posh word?
I started it, but now I'm regretting it.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah,
Let's keep going.
I think if we just did this for 2 hours, people would still enjoy it.
I doubt it.
No, I think they
I
would.
doubt it.
If we just did like, nothing banter
No.
for 2 hours.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think we should.
No.
Like, one night, we'll just call it live banter, not live quiz.
Surely it's I don't even know what we're doing. Whatever. Okay. Question.
What?
You did the.
I'm not doing
I have
anything.
something to say.
No, it's
Finger-
one.
Finger hold.
Like 1, 2. I'm doing
I
question
thought you were doing
number
a
1.
wait. Okay.
Can you just start the quiz already?
Question number 1.
Number 1. Who designed the famous... Are you writing these down? You doing answers?
I'm ready.
Who designed the famous London Underground map in 1933? Who was the designer?
Okay, I know that.
It's that simple. Wade, that is extremely generous. Thank you so much. At least if it is, that's American dollars, not like Australian dollars, which are worth nothing.
Outrageous. Okay.
So the famous London Underground map that we all know and love and stuff was designed in 1933, but by whom?
Okay.
We just want the name. You can either put their full name or their nickname.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Their colloquial name, their given name, is the one that's more commonly used, but he did actually have a more formal name. Did you know that?
I think I can guess what it is.
We'll discuss that with the answers. Thanks, Arthur.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Question number 2.
Which historical figure is name-checked on the tube map 3 times?
Can you say that again?
Which UK historical figure
Okay.
is name-checked on the tube map 3 times? I think Andrew typed the answer and he got modded. Don't type the answers in the comments.
Okay, I think I got it.
You of all people should get it. Is that too much?
Now you've just given it
Is
away.
that too much of a clue? Question number 3.
Question number 3.
Which colour did the central line used to be on tube maps before it was red? The central line has not always been red. In early tube maps, it was a different colour. What colour do you think the central line used to be?
I have no idea.
Would you like a clue? Give you all a clue.
Will this be a helpful clue?
Nope. I've got my box of pens here. Never go anywhere without my Sharpies. Oh, I've dropped one. It's one of these. One of these colours was what the central line was.
Okay. So the central line.
Which we all know is now famously red. Could you pick up my lid, which I dropped? Well, otherwise my pen will dry out. There should be a blue lid on the ground.
Oh, I see.
Thanks very much.
Yep, I've got it. Okay. So.
Choo choo. Thanks.
Okay.
Just name a colour. All good?
Do we know when it changed?
Nah. I was going to make a video about that at some point. I've done a video on how tube lines got their names and how tube lines, why when they were formed. But what I've never done is why are tube lines the colours that they are. I don't think anybody knows. It could be like an arbitrary design decision that was taken by the designer at the time. Who knows?
But we don't. We don't know. As a clue, there's no clue as to when it changed.
Except for the Jubilee, because that was the Queen's Silver Jubilee, and it's silver. I should totally do a video about that someday. Why did tube lines have the colours that they do?
Okay.
Number 4.
Question number 4.
What controversial change was introduced to the tube map in the year 2009 and was so unpopular it was then reversed?
What year?
In 2009,
Yeah.
a controversial change was made to the tube map, which proved so unpopular they then reversed the decision and put it back to how it had been before.
I think I know.
What was that change
Okay.
in 2009?
Okay.
Please do not put your answers in the comments. You'll just get modded. You'll get boinked out.
I think I know the answer
Thank
to
you.
that.
Okay.
I think so.
Have a
No?
look. And we didn't. So the lovely ladies at the LTM Museum wrote these questions for us. But this is a question. Is a video that I once made for Londonist.
Okay.
They want you to know. I thought there were 6. The question is, I think there's 6. Name all 5 underground stations that are named after pubs.
I'll just name 5, even if you think there's 6.
Even if you think there's 6, well, name as many as you can. If you get 5, there's 1 point for each.
Yeah.
There's 5 on the list here. Why do I feel like there might be a 6th one?
Well, what do you think the 6th one might be? Have that prepared in case
Yeah,
somebody answers.
it might be.
But there's 5. We're after 5, are we?
We're after 5.
We're after 5.
Yeah, if the 5 tube stations that are named
After
pubs.
pubs.
Yeah, that's tricky. But you get 1 point for each. Did I really just say an arbitrary design decision decided by a designer? That is quite funny.
You do have a way with words, still.
Camberwell, you got modded. What did you say? Dan, don't get modded. Dan, you just modded Dan. It's Dan and Dan there.
What's going on?
Bit of modding going on.
Okay.
Gosh.
Oh, okay. So that's the end of. What's going quickly? The end of round.
End of round 1. Bullet's Star Prize.
I don't think I've got many of that last one.
That's all right.
Do we only get to use the Mornington Crescent card once?
I think we get to use it during
Sam
Mullins round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. No, we'll just crack on with round 2 then.
Okay. That's me. Okay. This round is all about design, arbitrary design decisions made by designers. So round 2, the first question in this round, or question 6 so far.
Question number 6.
Okay. What colour are the tiles on the outside of underground stations designed by Leslie Green?
Famous designer.
So if you were watching our quiz on Saturday, there was a Leslie Green question because it was the anniversary of his birthday, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think I might have even mentioned the colour then.
Okay.
So if you joined us then and you were paying attention, you may know the answer to this. What colour are the tiles on the outside of underground stations designed by Leslie Green? Do you know?
I do.
Cool.
Because you had to recite it verbatim. When we did Hidden London tours at Euston, it was like, as you can see, the colour tiles, also known as Yeah.
Right, we ready for the next question then? Question number 7.
Question number 7.
Edward Johnston is famous for designing the typeface that TfL still use today. But which other iconic TfL symbol did he design?
I know.
I know.
Can I say?
No.
Okay.
You write your answer down.
Can I type it in the comments?
No. Dan will mod you.
Dan, if I type the answer in the comments, will you mod all the stations? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Someone's saying they can only just hear me. Do I need to talk louder? Do I need to be louder?
I'll adjust the mic slightly. There we go.
Okay. I'll lean in.
Give it a tweak.
That's right.
That might help. Hello,
Okay.
Mike.
You ready for the next question?
I am.
Question number 8.
Question number 8.
What is the unusual shape of the dot of the small I and J in the Johnston typeface? What is the unusual shape used for the dot over the small I and J in the Johnston typeface?
So in the Johnston typeface, the letter I and J have a little
Dot
dot
over the
above
top,
them.
but it's not.
What's unusual about its shape?
Yeah, what shape is it?
What shape is it? Okay,
Yeah.
right, okay, nice.
Do you know the answer?
Yes, because it's written on this piece of paper on my clipboard. Because I've got. Do you know the? I think Vicky's got the questions. I've got the answers. Did Annie bring out the questions? I'm sorry. I've got the answers.
You
here.
don't look very sorry.
Yeah,
You're trying to make me work harder, I see. Brilliant. Okay, moving swiftly along. Are you ready for the next question? Question number 9. I'm trying not to block the mic. I'm very aware. The roundel is red and blue for the underground, orange and blue for the overground, and all red for buses. But which transport mode uses a green and blue roundel?
That is a great question.
Agree.
That is a great question.
So the roundel is red and blue for the underground, orange and blue for the overground, and all red for buses. But which transport mode uses a green and blue roundel?
So there's a green and blue roundel. Who uses it? What mode is it for?
That's what I said.
Out of all the TfL modes.
Yep.
Is it the cable car?
If that's your answer, write it down.
Is it dial a ride?
If that's your answer, write it down.
Is it the river buses?
If that's your answer, write it down.
Is it? I'm trying to think what all the modes are. Is it?
You'll give it away.
Oh, okay.
If you keep going, you'll give it away.
Is it the?
Should we go through all the modes when we do the answers?
I think we try. Yeah.
See if we can tick off all of them.
Well, no, we should have that as a bonus question on one of our quizzes. Can you list all the TfL managed modes? Ooh. All the modes, all of them.
Right.
Next question.
The final question in this round.
Question number 10.
Today, all escalators on the TfL network are made out of metal. But what were they made of previously? So they didn't used to be all made of metal. What were they made out of? Dun dun dun.
That's good.
Okay, so that was the final question in round 2, which was all about design. First round, Jeff's round, was all about tube maps. And
You know what that means, don't you?
I do know what that means, but if we do that now, then we're going to be way early and Sam might not be there. So do we pad a little bit, or
Well,
do we just play the jingle a few
Just
times?
play the jingle a few times.
Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette. Match the maquette.
No, he's scheduled for 8 o'clock, which is coming up.
Oh, great.
But it's okay. Do you know why it's okay?
What's that?
Can you always play the jingle twice?
Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette. Match the maquette.
I'm so glad I found it.
Brilliant.
You remember who made us that jingle, don't you?
Tim.
I've thought of something we can pad about for a
Oh,
minute.
excellent.
Because what happened this week? You just said his name.
Tim?
Where am I going with this
I
story?
don't know. I
What-
don't know.
What happened this week?
Related to Tim?
Yes.
He made a video.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to talk about it?
Well, all I know is that we had a cameo in it.
We did have a cameo in
That's
it.
all I know. That's all I know.
So, but people were like, just so you know, if you want to know the backstory. So, one, you need to watch Tim Traveller's video. He did the least used station in France. It's very funny. And I chatted to him at the end of last year, back around Christmas, because the White Wicks had done a cameo in one of his videos. And then Chris, what's his name? What's his channel name? Half Asleep Chris and his lady, I forget her name. They'd appeared as a cameo in one of Tim's video. And Tim and I were just chatting one day, and I was like, well, why haven't you asked us to be in a video? We're like, where's our cameo? And he was like, sure, you want to do one? I was like, yeah. And he's like, all right then. So we chatted with some ideas, didn't really come to anything. And then eventually at the beginning of this year, he went, we're just about to be allowed to travel again in France. He said, I'm thinking of doing the least used station in France. And I went, but that's my thing. And he went, and that's the idea. He said, you do this sort of false indignation that I've stolen your idea. And then...
But you were genuinely really upset.
Simon Trains, thank you. Yeah, it was very funny. It was very funny. But it took about... How many takes did we do?
Well, we're obviously consummate professionals, so not that long.
Yeah.
I mean, after the first 10 tries, I was seamless.
No, we did the first one about 4 or 5 times. And then...
Yeah.
And then I had coffee in my mug rather than tea. And I genuinely spat on my phone. I was like... 3 times. 3 times we did that, and every time I had to wipe my phone down. There was like a coffee splatter all over my phone. So, but the third take was the best one. But what I didn't know is that he very cleverly got the least used music and sort of has it playing as an underscore. And then he's already done like a sort of like a rock and roll version of the All the Stations theme, and he did that as a quiet bed underneath. So Tim, it was so good. It was so good. I like that. So we've asked him to be live on one of these quizzes. He's politely said no.
Fair enough.
Reasons, but he'll say one day do a least used station with me at some point. We'll get him back over to the UK, which at this rate will be in 2037. We'll make a video together at some point. Tim Traveller. There you go. Check it out.
Okay.
Very funny. Least used station in France.
Brilliant.
Okay. Do you want to carry on now?
Sure.
I think we've got time for the jingle.
Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette, match the maquette. Match the maquette. Match the...
Someone's saying, can we wait 15 minutes while I do a security check? What?
I don't understand.
I don't know what to make
Are
of
you
that.
watching from South Ken Tube Station?
James, do you work for TfL at South
you-
Ken Station? Is that who you are?
You just got yourself in trouble by announcing live that you're not doing it.
You know
Or
what it
maybe
is?
he's on a break.
You know what it
Maybe
is?
he's on a break.
Someone at South Ken Tube Station is giving away the answers.
What?
And he's like, right.
We need to moderate them.
I'm going to get down there and sort them out.
We need to moderate them. What?
Thank you, Tina.
Right, okay.
It's time to do it.
Definitely
It's
time
to
now.
do it. And then we'll have the awkward I'll try and connect with Sam
Okay.
moment.
Brilliant. So, so this round is, as you've guessed it, the Match the Maquette round. And we have pictures of 5 different types of maquettes. And we would like you to write down which tube line or bus type were or will these maquette patterns be used. So, Jeff, you have the power.
It's number 1. Ooh. What is it, Vicky? Don't say it, obviously. But yeah, amusingly, it's also it's this one.
Just
Can you tell the difference between the image and then Vicky's rug? Image, Vicky's rug. Image, Vicky's rug. I like the rug. Image.
It's actually-
Oh, hang on. No,
You've gone for the-
misclicked. Ignore that. Image. Okay.
this is actually a throw. It's not a rug. Just to clarify. I believe you can also buy these from the shop at the museum.
Okay.
So-
That's number 1.
Okay, number 1.
What maquette is there? I just splashed up the maquette number 2. What is this one?
Ooh.
Ooh. We can still talk, by the way. They can hear us even if they can't see us.
Okay.
Maquette number 2.
So you need to decide which tube line or bus type are, or will these maquette patterns be used on.
All good? Do you want to see number 3?
Yeah.
Number 3's What happened there?
Don't
What?
know.
Number 3? It's the one you're wearing. Look at that. It's like we planned it. Thanks, Andrew.
Well, then we should do the same. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not as
Mask.
good. It's not as good.
Image. Mask. Image. Mask. It doesn't really work, does it?
It's not the same. It's
Mask
not the
image.
same.
How about this one? Oh, look. See what I've done? See what I've done? See what I've done? See what I've done?
Did you generally
Mask,
do that on
image,
purpose? Or
mask, image, mask. Well, I knew they were coming up, didn't I? So I was like, okay. Then.
So this, hold on. So we've raced ahead here. So this is the third question in this round.
Yes, this is number 4.
No, that's the third one.
And that was number 3.
I'm confused.
It's fine. Just transpose 3 and 4 on your list there. That's fine. It's all good. We'll throw them up at the end. And then the 5th one is that one. Do you know what one this is? Have you got any like shoes or cushions or like any?
I'm sitting on some more.
You're not sitting on this.
But not that one. No.
Would you like me to run through these again? So this was number 1.
Yeah.
That was number 2.
Yeah.
I'm making that one number 3.
Okay.
I'm making that one number 4.
Yeah.
I'm making this one number 5.
Okay.
I'll leave that on screen for a few seconds as that's the newest one. I think James does work at South Ken. Can we have the Match the Maquette jingle to play over the PA at South Ken?
I mean, I don't know what the commuters would think. But brilliant.
James, yes?
I'm not quite sure what to say to that.
If we were
Amazing.
allowed to travel... Oh, I haven't been on a tube train all year.
Me neither.
All year. I'm starting to forget what the underground looks like and smells like and just beep, 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 shh, and buttons and oh man, and the beep of an oyster gate. All year, Vicky.
I'm not sure what to say now.
Because James, I could bring it on a USB stick.
I don't know
for
if
you.
that's an essential journey. Though, is
Well,
it?
no, that's what I'm saying. We're not allowed to travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like, I'd pop down South Ken.
Okay. Do we want to just quickly run through those pictures again?
No.
Okay.
I was hoping you might talk about something while I try and connect our special guest.
Well, I thought I might just recap the questions so far.
You do that. Can you plug the headphones in?
I can plug the headphones in.
Thank you
I'm
very
going to multitask.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to attempt
those
the technical jiggery.
Actually, maybe I can't plug it in. Hold on.
What have you?
Hold on. I just need to hold the thing and put there we go.
Thanks very
There
much.
we go. Okay, so whilst Jeff now attempts to bring in our very special guest for this evening, I will run through questions announced thus far to give you a few more minutes to confer in your teams. So round 1, which was Jeff's original round, all on tube maps. The first question: who designed the famous London Underground map in 1933? Second, which historical figure is name checked on the tube map 3 times? Number 3, which colour did the central line have on tube maps before it was red? Number 4, what controversial change was introduced to the tube map in 2009 and later undone as it was so unpopular? Question 5, in this round, name all 5 underground stations that are named after pubs. Now, Jeff believes that there might be 6, so we're just looking for 5. Round 2, these were my questions on design. Is Sam with us?
I think it's worked. I think it's worked.
Oh my goodness!
Look at that! I did it.
Brilliant.
I did.
I just. Oh, yep.
I don't know. But Sam, can you say something?
Hello, you two.
We can hear you. It's worked.
Oh well.
Yay!
I really thought we were going to get it badly wrong. So you want to do the honours?
Underestimated? No,
go
ahead.
No, you do the honours.
I was sort of halfway through the answers, so I think you should do the honours.
Sam, hello. I'd like to introduce the director of the London Transport Museum, Mr. Sam Mullins. Hello. Where in the world are you? Obviously you're at home. You'd have to say where in the country you are.
I'm in a small stately home in Hackney.
Good.
Nice.
That's good. Hang, does that mean you use the overground rather than the underground when you commute?
I do. Yeah, I'm a Hackney Downs man usually.
Hackney Downs,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice roundel there in the background. We got matching roundels.
Yes, they're available in the London Transport Museum online store. You know.
Oh, tell us more about that.
Yeah. So, would you like to do your questions first, or would you like to chat about the museum first? it's up
Well,
to
you're
you.
the host. You tell me what you want to do.
I think we should do questions.
Yes, I agree.
And then we'll have a bit of a chat.
Yeah.
And then we'll rock straight in with the answers.
Yes.
Okay, so Sam, this is Sam's round. This
Yes,
is all
okay.
on him.
So this is when we
Yeah.
potentially get to play our
Our
Mornington Crescent card if we don't know the answer.
know. Okay.
Okay.
Sam,
Okay.
so your 5 questions, Sam, technically are questions 16 to 20 if you want to get the numbering
Okay.
sequence right.
So, right. So question 16.
Yes.
Lovely.
16 is which London Transport Museum vehicle was deployed in the First World War?
Oh, I know this.
You should know
I
it
should
because
know
you
this.
worked on the project. So I would really hope that you know that.
I do know this one.
Are you up for bonuses?
Oh yeah,
of
yo, sure,
course,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, love
Well, you can
it,
give
love
us
it. Go with.
Give us the number of the vehicle then for a
What?
bonus point.
No,
Sam, what are you doing to me?
I don't know that. That's hard. That's really
That
hard.
might just test even Vicky, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
She always
Okay,
was great.
that would have to be particularly specialised. No, I like it. Bonus point.
Okay.
What? Not the license plate. The number that was on the,
The number,
side.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the license, the number on the side, because I don't know the license number either. But
I mean, I want to be facetious and say Battle 01, but I know
No,
I know
it's
it's not. don't say that.
okay. Do you want question 17?
You've got Vicky thinking, Sam. She's like, no,
Oh,
I must. She's like,
I feel like in about 3 minutes I'm going to remember it. Because there was...
Yeah,
Okay.
Because we often
Steam
use...
coming out of her ears.
Yeah.
Roll on to question 17.
Yep,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Leave me thinking in the corner here. Hold on.
Okay, so question 17. In which disused underground station did Winston Churchill shelter for at least 8 nights during the Second World War?
Now we did. Are you?
Sorry?
Nothing.
So what was that? Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Something about.
Might have been a clue there. I
so-
don't know if anyone
Something
saw
about
that.
a disused station.
Nothing. I don't know.
So in which disused underground station did Winston Churchill shelter for at least 8 nights in the Second World War?
Okay.
Right. That's question number 17. Moving on.
Number 18. Oh, this is just too easy. Which tube line was opened in 1968?
Oh.
Would you like to repeat? Would you like to repeat that?
Yeah, 18 is which tube line was opened in 1968?
In 1968. Okay.
Do you want to play the card? Are you good with that?
No, I know it. Yeah.
Okay.
I might not know the next one,
Okay.
even though we
Okay.
helped write the quiz. Yep.
Well, your short-term memory is obviously shot completely. You know,
My what? Sorry.
your
Hey!
short-term memory is shot. Hey,
Come on.
she's called Vicky.
Go on, Sam. Do question number 19.
I will. In which decade did trolleybuses stop running in service in London?
Hang on. So hang on. Not trams, trolley buses.
Trolleybuses.
'Cause-
In which decade did
Okay.
trolleybuses stop running in service in London?
Because I tell you, the other day I was out for one. Because we're in South London, I was out for one of my sort of long exercising walks, and I went past. There's a place in Streatham. It's like an annex to Brixton Bus Garage, and it's an old tram shed, and it even has the old LCC tram sign. And nowadays it's just like the 189 bus or something. But there's still tram tracks inside the bus garage, which were the old tram tracks. That's amazing to see. Sorry, but I've diverted you with trams there. It's trolley buses.
Stop confusing me.
No, but it was just great to see. So Sam, go on. In which decade? Just repeat that.
In which decade did trolleybuses stop running in service in London?
Hang on. Am I led to believe that this is a multiple choice and you meant to give out 3 answers here?
Well, I thought that was a bit too easy, but okay, I'll give you the multiple choice as well. Was it A, the 1930s,
Yes.
B, the 1960s, or C, the 1980s?
I think we should play our Mornington Crescent card.
I'm going to play my Mornington Crescent
We're
card.
going to play our. Don't forget, one use only. Viewers, you can play your Mornington Crescent as long as you stand up and shout out Mornington Crescent.
Oh, after you.
Mornington Crescent. then you get a guaranteed. I'm going to write MC on our piece of paper to show that we played the Mornington Crescent card. That's amazing. All right. I think that's tricky. What decade did trolley buses? Not because I keep thinking trams.
Well, stop.
But it's
thinking
trolley
trams.
buses.
That's why we're playing the card. It's all right. We've gone tactical.
Gosh.
Final question, Sam.
right.
Go for it.
Go on then, Sam.
Okay.
Final question. Question 20.
20.
Yes.
The world's first underground railway opened in London in 1863. How was it powered?
So how was the first underground
The world's
railway
first
powered?
underground railway in 1863 powered.
Okay. Do you want to just do a quick recap on all 5 of those? You just like run through them all in one go.
Yeah, okay. 16, which London Transport Museum vehicle was deployed in the First World War? And for a bonus, give us its number. 17, in which disused underground station did Winston Churchill shelter for 8 nights during the bomb attacks in the Second World War?
Okay.
18, which tube line opened in 1968? 19 is, in which decade did trolley buses, that's the ones with the rubber tires, trolley buses stop running in London? Was it the 30s, the 60s, or the 80s? And 20 was, how was the first urban underground railway in the world when opened in London in 1863? How was it powered?
How's it powered? All right.
Okay.
Have you got us answers?
I've got some answers.
Okay.
But it's usually about this time that we have our sort of interval. So people go to the bar and get their drinks. But I'm going to put the kettle on. Sam, can I make you a cup of tea whilst
Do you want a cup of tea, Sam? Do you want a cup of...
I'd rather have a gin and tonic, actually. Thank you, but
That's great. I can also fulfil that request.
Okay.
So-
Right, so...
and you're going to have a chat with
Are you
Sam.
offering to make tea then?
Yeah, I'll
Excellent.
make tea.
I'm gonna have a little. I'll bring the mic over here. I'm
Okay.
gonna have a chat with Sam. I'm gonna expand Sam's window so that he's like that. Oh, there we go. Look, that looks almost professional. I'm trying. Can you see the broadcast that you're in, Sam? Are you sort of watching it on one screen and presenting on another? Is that what you're doing?
I'm both ways on this. Yeah, I can see both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was clever. Oh, very good, very good. So I believe that we're the first of your virtual After Dark series events on a Thursday. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, no, we did some proper ones, real, proper ones, as the sense of this is not an improper one, but we did some After Dark quizzes in the gallery in September, October last year that were really successful. It was really fun to do. We had a whole series of extraordinary quiz masters. So we had Ed Adu from Radio London. We had Andy Byford, the commissioner, who volunteered to be our quiz master. So he's got a promising second career, I think, there. And then Duncan Wilson, chief executive of Historic England.
Hang on,
who brought the most.
Sorry, he brought what? Oh, the very difficult quiz. I'm just thinking, does that mean that if Andy Byford is a good quizmaster, as good quizmasters, does that mean that one day we could potentially be the commissioner of London Transport? Does it work both ways? Isn't it?
I wonder. Yes. Why don't we just take is there a voting button on this stuff?
Sam, people will put in the comments, make Jeff
Jeff commissioner.
Commissioner. Yeah, one day. Yeah. So you actually ran live quizzes on Thursday nights in the Transport Museum back in
autumn. Well, we're kind of at the same period now, aren't we? When we were thinking about reopening in the summer, when we finally got unlocked the first time, we were just kind of keen to try stuff, do things, see what worked and what didn't. And we'd always done late night openings and after dark type events. So we thought we'd give it a try, and we gradually got more and more of a following. So the last couple were sold out before we got knocked out.
Right. Okay. So you will maybe bring them back? I mean, assuming some kind of normality maybe comes back this spring, summer?
Yeah, well, we think at the moment that we could be open in May.
Okay. Is that like exclusive news? Is that breaking news?
No. This is. I haven't got the Chief Medical Officer of Health standing next to me on a podium to help me out with this one.
Next slide, please. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But your guess is as good as mine, Joe.
Okay,
but our current most likely, we reckon, is maybe early May.
Okay.
Who knows? Might be later, might be sooner.
Fingers crossed.
We're describing ourselves as the, we've got this fantastic production already. We've got the script written. The actors are rehearsed. The scenery's been painted. We just can't tell you when the curtain goes up. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, it must be tough then to have a museum and have no visitors to your museum. What the heck have you been doing?
Well, we've been losing a shed load of money.
Right.
Basically. But yes, it does feel odd because that's what we're about, isn't it? It's about about inspiring curiosity in that extraordinary story of London and its transport. And it's really kind of frustrating not being able to do that and being stuck at home like everybody else is. And I think we've all found, particularly the bit after Christmas, pretty tough actually. But now as the days get longer, the bulbs come up. We can start planning for reopening in a couple of months maybe. So that feels like a bit more positive.
Okay, but you have got a mechanism in place if people want to support you. Is that correct?
I'm glad you asked me about
It's funny that.
Yeah.
My finger is poised on the button, ready to make the link magically appear.
Oh, good man. Yeah, no, we've been closed for all but 10 weeks in the last year.
Wow. Okay.
It's bit, donations big and small keep us afloat. They're really important to us. And often, Jeff, actually, when you're dealing with, the big funders like the Arts Council or whatever, they like to see that you're well supported by small donations, small, medium, large, donations as well. It kind of underpins that you're a valued organisation. So yeah, we'd really like you to hit the button
there we go.
to donate on the website. There it is.
I've put the link on screen. If you go to the LTM Museum website /donate. I mean, you should visit the LTM Museum website anyway, because there's loads of good stuff on there, and you can browse the collection, and just it's great. But you've got a donate page on there, yes?
We have, yeah, indeed,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there's lots of other good stuff on it. We've, like a lot of organisations, we've gone big on kind of going to digital while we've been shut. So the schools program pretty much goes out now on digital and into homes for kind of half term and homeschooling. We've been doing our thought leadership program for the transport industry. That's gone out pretty much all online all the way through the last year. And the Hidden London program has had a lot of success as well with the Hangout series. So
yeah,
we've had to try things quickly.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if it's a bit kind of hairy in places. Perfection is the enemy of the good. Give it a go.
So I was going to mention that it would have been awkward if it clashed at the same time, but luckily it doesn't. It's just before, because we normally do a thing on a Saturday at 8 o'clock, but 2 hours beforehand at 6 o'clock at 6 p.m. I know that Chris Nix and the Hidden London team, the LT Museum does a live stream on your channel called Hidden London Hangouts. Is that right? You've done about 20.
Hidden London Hangouts.
You've done about 30 now. You're on series 3 or something, I think.
They're into series 3, and again, it was a quick response to being locked out, and it's got a real following. So 3 series, 80,000 views, and more to follow. We've got some other ideas about using these channels while we're closed. And I think our belief is that even when we reopen, we'll be still operating with a kind of blend of digital and real experiences, much more than we did before. One feeds off the other, so we'll be continuing with those kind of digital strands of activity. Lots to come.
Okay, and I'm putting
we've got great. We're filming this week.
Oh yes, I saw something on the Instagram about City was doing some filming somewhere. Can you reveal what that is?
Yeah, we've been commissioned by the Yesterday channel to do a Hidden London series with the wonderful Tim Dunn.
Yep.
He of the perpetual moquette scarf.
I was going to mention your scarf. Your scarf is awesome.
Well, actually, this scarf, it's just so warm. I'm going to have to take this scarf off.
I was just about to say you're getting a love in the comments people are loving your scarf.
Oh well, I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on. Yeah.
Go on. So I feel like this is like exclusive news. So is Tim hosting like your program? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're sharing the hosting between him and City.
Okay.
And some Chris and other guests, I think, as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So they've been out filming, and I'm not quite sure when the program goes out. Probably not till the autumn, but we'll see. That's great.
That's great stuff. Sam, I'm putting a thing on screen right now that says Virtual 20, your After Dark 20% off code. Would you like to explain what that is?
Oh yeah. Well, we the other thing that we did was, obviously we can't do physical tours of disused stations anymore. The Hidden London program. So we went to kind of virtual tours when we closed down. And what that means we can do is we can actually take you to stations which you're never going to visit. Like Brompton Road or King William Street, Kingsway tram, subway, and the disused platforms at Holborn. There's three there's 3 virtual tours, I think, out on the website now, Jeff. And if you use the code virtual20, you get 20% off a virtual tour.
So, and how does that work? So you book it through the LT Museum website. Do you get sent like a Zoom link or something that you join? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you get sent a link. You'll be in a relatively small group of people. You'll cycle through some great photographs, some video, especially shot underground in the autumn, and then you get a chance to talk to the presenters and ask questions and kind of interact at the end. So it's a very successful format. It's worked really well for us.
So that code on screen now, virtual 20, that gets you 20% off the price of a ticket of a virtual tour. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are 3 different ones up at the moment.
Just remind us which ones they are again. So you said there was Holborn, and
there's Kingsway Holborn.
Kingsway Holborn.
Well, actually, yes, the Kingsway Holborn and Aldwych. There's Brompton Road.
Brompton Road.
And another.
Oh no!
Someone will let us know in the comments.
We were so well rehearsed and slick and everything.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
right.
and King William Street.
King William Street.
The world's first underground terminus station.
I don't want to brag, but I have been inside King William Street.
What?
So it's pretty because they're using it to as an access portal for the bank capacity upgrade works at the moment, which I have a video out about next week, by the way, on my channel. And so you actually get to go in via King William Street to get to see where they're upgrading bank, which is amazing.
Well,
cool.
I'm going to use the code to book
You're going to use the code
King
to book
William
to
Street
book a
tour, I think. So haven't been invited personally, so I'll go on.
I'm just going to splash up your other there, the LT Museum link there. Cool.
Fantastic.
Would you like to ask Sam to run through the answers?
Yes.
Rather than make you wait while we do all the answers for the other questions, Sam, we're going to get you to do your answers first. So weirdly, we're doing the answers to questions 16 to 20 first.
Do we?
And then Sam can go and have his gin and tonic.
Before, which I've delivered to you, Sam.
I know how it works.
Take that incredibly warm scarf off. Just so hot, you know.
Before we do that, do we want to, for the lovely viewers at home, want to recap the questions?
Oh, let's just whiz through them really quickly.
Do you want to whiz through them?
Sam already whizzed through his. Should we just do ours real quick?
Yep. And then we'll go into the answers.
So our questions was just easy. Number 1, who was it that designed the famous tube map first in 1933? Number 2, which historical figure is name-checked 3 times on the tube map? Number 3 was, what does the central line used to be before it was red on the tube maps? Number 4 is, what controversial change was introduced to the tube map in 2009 and was undone as it was proved so unpopular? And I have a brilliant anecdote about that. That involves our present-day Prime Minister.
Ooh.
Question 5, name all 5 underground stations that are named after pubs.
You think there might be 6, so name 5, and then we'll call it.
I'm gonna
on the 6th one. Lovely. Round 2. These questions were all about design. So question 6. What colour are the tiles on the outside of underground stations designed by Leslie Green? Question 7. Edward Johnston is famous for designing the typeface that TfL still use today, but which other iconic TfL symbol did he design? Number 8, what is the unusual shape of the dot above the small I in J in the Johnston typeface? Number 9, the roundel is red and blue for the underground, orange and blue for the overground, and all red for buses, but which transport mode uses a green and blue roundel? And question 5, the last one in this round. Today, all escalators on the TfL network are made out of metal, but what were they previously made out of? And then round 3 questions were...
We had 5 maquettes. Sam might be on top of them, but that's fine. That was number 1. I love how Sam's superimposed on top of the maquettes. This was number 2. There we go, like that. This was number 3. What one's that? And your link is there as well. So we're doing well for our pluggage. Number 4 is that one, and number 5 was that one, and then we had Sam's
round. Right,
5 questions.
And Sam already recapped those. So, if we're ready, shall we dive into the answers?
Comments? I've not been reading the comments for the last 10 minutes. So Graham Reader suggested doing them completely in reverse from 20 to 1. That was whoa! Just do
the answers.
All the answers in reverse. What?
A challenge accepted.
Oh no!
Let's do it.
No, Let's do 16 to 20 and 1 to 15.
okay.
Because it will confuse people. I'm getting confused.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not taking part.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm getting a text now.
What's happening on the mods? We all good?
Yeah, Dan's just being rude.
It's all good.
Fine.
Let's not share that then.
Let's not.
Brilliant.
I mean, we don't say this is a family show, but we know that there are under 18s watching, so let's be aware of that.
Okay, so if you're all ready for the answers at home, if you pass your answers to the team on your left, so that there's no cheating when you're marking your answers.
Every week.
Brilliant. And get ready.
It's still funny.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny.
mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's do 2 hours of you asking people to pass a piece of paper over
to their left.
and me improvising it, and that's all we'll do.
There we go. It's the little things, isn't it? Brilliant. So, Sam, if you are ready, please could you share with us the answers to your questions for round number 4?
Okay, you like them in correct order.
I mean, mix it up, Sam. I think anything goes at this point. Whatever you feel like.
Yeah, okay. Well, 16.
Yes.
Which London Transport Museum vehicle was deployed in the First World War? Of course, it's the B-type bus.
Hang on, I've got an image here. Hang on. Miranda and Georgia, they kindly threw up some images. Are you ready? Hang on.
Do you think it?
No. I just needed to be better prepared than what I actually am. Hang on.
And 3 will come along.
Yeah, very good. Mr. Laup, thank you very much. Here we go. Right, I've got a picture of a B-type bus. There we go. Looks like that. Hooray. And in fact, has that got the number on the side there, Sam, as the bonus?
It has on the side of the bonnet. It's B2737.
Oh, so I couldn't.
B2737.
I couldn't decide if it was 2747 or 2737, so I wrote both of them down. And I'm being honest about that.
You get half a point.
Half a point. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. So 2 points if you said B-type bus.
Yes.
1 point if you got the number. Half a point if you
hedged your bets.
If you hedged your bets and got near the number.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I take that. Brilliant. Okay.
So 17. Disused underground station Winston Churchill sheltered during the Second World War, of course, is Down Street.
As the mug.
Style pattern on it.
Like
yes.
we had it planned.
Yes, I'm very, very impressed with this product placement.
We thought about this. We put a lot of effort in. We sat
I noticed it.
We had a production meeting with clipboards and everything, going right. We need to be on brand, or they'll never ask us to do one again.
Yeah.
So let's get it right.
Should we go on?
Yes, please. Yes, please do.
18. Which tube line was opened in 1968? Of course, it was the Victoria Line.
Yeah.
I've got a picture. There we go. Hang on.
There's the Queen.
She
Now, did she actually drive the train? Do we know, Sam?
Allegedly drove. Well, she's only got to press the buttons, isn't she? After all, and then it goes automatically. It being the first in the world to do that. I suspect there was a man standing next to her.
assisting with the process.
There's that great anecdote about the first sort of standard trunk dialing phone call that ever took place, like a long distance phone call across Britain, was made by the Queen as a public demonstration, and one of the Queen's representatives whispered in the technician's ear, "What if the Queen misdials?" And the technician turned back and went, "I can assure you, sir, whatever number she dials, she will get through."
That's brilliant.
That's a true story.
But that makes me sad for the Queen that she's never got anything wrong in her life. That she's not absolutely.
But they'd obviously set it up to be like it's guaranteed to work.
Brilliant.
During the opening ceremony of the Victoria Line at Oxford Circus, she was supposed to buy herself a ticket because it was the new magnetic stripe tickets, the yellow tickets that opened the first automatic gates. And someone had to rustle around in their pocket, one of the senior transport, to find sixpence to put in the machine for the ticket.
Because the Queen doesn't carry money.
Brilliant.
Right.
Of course not.
You'd think she'd have an iPhone with Apple Pay, right? You'd think that.
But she wears gloves, so how could she do the sort of
with Face ID?
Oh, Face ID. Okay, fair enough.
Not in
Just
1968.
Just show a stamp.
Yeah.
You'd get through.
Yeah. Hold on. Very good.
Brilliant. Okay, next question, Sam.
Question 19. In which decade did trolleybuses stop running in London? It was the 1960s.
60s. Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm not trying to be rude. You may think I'm being rude because I don't want to. I don't know how old you are, but were you like a small boy? Do you remember trolleybuses sort of in their last years, or have I aged you badly?
Only in Bournemouth.
In Bournemouth. Okay. Is that where you grew up?
I grew up in Salisbury,
So
so
you-
I didn't see London trolleybuses.
So you were a tiny boy and you still remember Bournemouth trolleybuses. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good.
Brilliant.
Just wondered. All right. Just wondered.
Great. And then the final question, Sam. Question 20.
The first urban underground railway in the world was steam powered when it opened in 1863. It was powered by steam.
I've got a picture. There we go. That is
Oh.
Met 1, of course. I believe rattling through Baker Street. That looks like that was from the Tube 150 celebrations, which was in 2013. That's 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
How did
Yeah,
that
it was the
happen?
test run.
That's the test run, is it? Okay. Were you on it?
A couple of weeks beforehand, in the middle of the night. It was a great occasion,
Wow.
and we stopped the train in Baker Street Station and let off as much steam as possible to see whether it would interfere with the fire alarm
Oh,
system.
really? Is that so? They did tests like that. That's amazing. Okay.
And we
wow.
cleaned that wonderful brick domed roof of the station, which we cleaned off. And I think if you know where to look, you can still see the clean patches on the roof. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's amazing. All right. So those are all your answers, plus a possible one. Sam, now we just want to chat to you for an hour and just do anecdotes about things. I want to know what else you can tell us. What other little secrets and stuff can you tell us?
Well, I don't know. You're prompting me with the questions, you see. So we'll keep going. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but I think that's it. I think you've done all your 5 answers.
Okay.
But does Sam want to stay, and then we can quiz him?
It's up to you, Sam. Do you want to stay for our answers?
I'm happy to stay. Yeah.
Hooray!
Brilliant.
Sam's going to stay. Wait a
Yay.
minute. We might. You see, you're dealing with the internet, Sam, so it's a bit of a worry. If you say we'll open the floor to the comments to questions to Sam, I don't know what people are going to say.
And we might be here a long time.
It could be like, okay, so
I can always lose the line surprisingly.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I got disconnected. Yeah, my iPad. Yeah, so I didn't. The battery died. Yeah.
I like it.
You know what it's like in Hackney? Just the Wi-Fi falls out.
Yeah. Right, okay, so time for our answers. Are you ready to go?
I am.
You kick us off then. We'll go back to round 1, which was all on tube maps. So this is questions 1 to 5. Jeff, do you want to run through these answers?
So question number 1, very simply, was who designed the famous London Underground map in 1933? It was, of course,
Mr. Harry Beck.
It is Harry Beck. Sam might know his full name. Do you know his
Oh,
full?
don't think I do.
Well, because in some literature it's written down as Henry Beck, and Harry is therefore, of course, a nickname of. I feel like almost like saying 2 points if you said Harry Beck, and then give yourself like a bonus point if you said Henry Beck.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Do I have the authority to do that?
You're literally in charge. You could switch this
Okay.
this off at any moment. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2, our question was which historical figure is name checked on the tube map 3 times? Sam, which historical figure is name checked on the tube map 3 times? Put him on the spot.
I'm just having trouble with the line at the moment.
Vicky.
I had it down as the Victoria.
It is
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
Because you've got the
Victoria.
Victoria line, you've got Victoria Station, and then also Royal Victoria on the DLR. So the name Victoria appears 3 times.
3
You're looking
times.
for the word.
See, Victoria Line is quite tricky because I was just trying to think through stations. So I only got to 2 because obviously it's just Victoria Station and then Royal Victoria Docks. But okay, lovely. So I'm just also making a note of any bonus points as we go along.
Okay.
So question 3.
Question number 3. This is great. I've got an image for this as proof. What colour, was the central line on tube maps before it was red? It hasn't always been red.
I have no idea.
So what? I'm just going to take that off. The answer was, I hope this works, it was orange.
Oh.
Can you see that? The central line there from Ealing running west to east to Liverpool Street when it first appeared was orange, and that was in one of the pens that I showed you. So 2 points if you said orange.
Okay.
Wasn't always red. Is that a fox in our
I think I
garden?
can hear a fox outside.
Off mic, we heard this noise suddenly. Okay. Question number 4.
Question 4.
What controversial change was introduced to the tube map in 2009 and later undone as it was so popular? So what thing happened that was then reversed?
I believe it's the river
What about it?
that was taken off.
It was. Here it is. This is the tube map
Ooh.
in 2009.
Doesn't look right, does it?
Without the river on it. Now, the great conspiracy story that I told is that this wasn't long after Boris Johnson had become... I feel like I've done this story the other week. Let's do it again.
Okay.
It wasn't long after Boris Johnson had become mayor of London.
Okay.
And the conspiracy was, he deliberately took it off because Boris then spearheaded a campaign to be like, I'll get the Thames back on the map.
Oh.
So that everyone would be like, hey, you got the Thames back on the map. But it's obviously a bizarre conspiracy theory, but a good one.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's nonsense. But yeah, the River Thames was...
But do we know, I mean, this is a question that may not have an answer, but do we know why they took the river off? Because it's like a really strong landmark, so it allows you to know if you're sort of like new to London and you're using the underground for the first time.
It's the north-south divide.
You can
People
tell
always know whether
whereabouts
they're...
in the city you are.
Yeah,
So
are
why
you
did
north or
they
south?
decide to take it off?
Who knows? Was it a design error? Did they just forget to turn on that layer in Photoshop, Illustrator, and then they were like, oh, well, we pretend that we were experimenting.
We've already printed 5,000 copies.
Yeah. And then question number 5. I'm going to put Sam on the spot for some of these. 1 point each. I think there might be 6, but we'll see. Name all 5 underground stations that are named after pubs. Sam, can you name any underground stations that are named after pubs where you get your gin and tonic?
No, I think I'm badly in need of something.
Vicky, did you have any?
I thought Elephant and Castle maybe.
Elephant and Castle is named after the pub, and the pub is still there.
Swiss Cottage was the other one.
Swiss Cottage, yes,
Okay.
is one of them.
I don't know any of the others though.
The other ones on the list, I've got Angel,
Oh, okay.
and I believe there is a Weatherspoons pub at Angel called The Angel, but that's not the original pub.
Okay.
There was one at Manor House.
Yes.
And that was a coaching house for horse and coaches.
Yeah.
That's long gone. And the other brilliant one is the Royal Oak. So where Royal Oak is, just
yeah.
a couple of stops west of Paddington, down the road, there was a pub on the corner there that was once called the Royal Oak. The pub is still there, but it's no longer called the Royal Oak. Dan, that is a lot of moderating going on.
Something's happening in the comments, everyone.
Okay.
Okay. You thought there might be a 6th one though.
I can't remember the 6th one. So if you had those, so 1 point for each, 5 points max if you said any of those 5 pubs that are named after.
Okay. You can't remember the 6th?
No.
Okay.
I'll remember it in
You
about,
made such a fuss
in about 10 minutes after we finished. I remember what the 6th one was.
Tweet
I feel like
about
there might be another one.
Okay. So we should just clarify that normally you get 2 points for each answer unless there's a bonus or something a bit special going on, like in that question where it was 1 point for each of the answers.
Thank you. Hang on. Someone's just done it in the comments. It's Maida Vale.
Oh.
Maida Vale. If you said Maida Vale, give yourself an extra bonus point.
Oh, okay.
I
hold
think
on.
it's 6, not 5.
Okay. Someone else has said Bull and Bush, but that's now a disused.
Well, it was
station?
never opened, was it? Yeah.
Never was. No.
Never
It was
was.
going to be, but never opened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been down Bullingbourne, Sam? Have you been down there?
No, I haven't done that one. It's on my list.
Surely, as like the director, you have privilege just to sort of turn up and be like, "Let me in."
Yeah, it's not the way it works.
Well, it
Not
should
the-
be. You could pull the "Don't you know who I am" card. No.
Nobody knows who I am, but
Oh no.
I must admit the King William Street experience and going out under the river in the original City and South London tunnel is pretty good because you can kind of hear the propellers of the boats above you just in the riverbed. It's a bit creepy.
I haven't been in that bit. I only went in the original spiral staircase. So here in that bit, you end up in some very rusty, damp tunnel, and it's very humid. Is that right? It's very...
Yeah, then you run up against a huge kind of locked door, which the tunnel carries on through underneath the river to London Bridge, the old London Bridge station. So, and because it's very humid, there's often a kind of like a mist, 2 or 3 feet off the ground at the bottom of the tunnel. It's
Oh,
a good
wow.
one. Good one. Yeah.
I remember I was chatting to Chris, your colleague. I remember he said that he had a clipboard down there with a bit of paper on. He was making notes, and by the time he came out, the piece of paper was all wrinkled. There was so much moisture.
Moisture in the air.
It actually affected his piece of paper on his clipboard, and
Wow.
it dried all crinkled when it dried.
Wow.
That's how humid King William Street is, which
my
is
goodness.
crazy.
Right, should we move on to round 2?
Yes,
So the answers to round 2, questions were all about design. So question number 6.
which I have an image for.
Oh, excellent. What colour are the tiles on the outside of underground stations designed by Leslie Green?
People often say they're terracotta, but
Oh.
they're red, and specifically they're oxblood red. So
Yes.
you can give yourself 2 points for saying red.
Or oxblood.
Oxblood red. I've just realised that our chap online in the comments works at South Ken by complete fluke. We happen to have a picture of South Ken, so the gentleman that was at South Ken is now going, "That's my station." He's all excited.
Brilliant.
Yeah, red for 2 points. Bonus point, 3 points total. If you said oxblood,
You said terracotta, but I think terracotta is more like an orangey colour.
people often think it's terracotta and it's not. They go, "Oh, it's terracotta red," but it's not. It's oxblood
It's
red. It's known as oxblood
So
red.
red or oxblood for
Oxblood
that.
red. Okay.
Okay, question 7. Edward Johnston is famous for designing the typeface that TFL still use today. Which other iconic TFL symbol did he design?
Sam, what other iconic symbol did Edward Johnson design apart from the font? What was
Roundel.
Yes, I'm just trying to find the image. Hang on, help me out here. Boom, there we go.
Well, Sam was pointing to the roundel. We
Oh, did you? I missed that, sorry.
We don't need the image.
We don't
Sam
need
has-
the. Everyone just point to your roundel. There we go.
There we go.
Everyone at home, point to your roundel.
Brilliant.
What do you mean you haven't got a roundel at home? These are available from the LT Museum shop. That's LT Museum shop.
.co.uk/shop,
Where
I
you can-
believe.
where you can- and they light up. Have you got Sam? Is yours turned on? Is it lit up? Is yours lit up?
No, if it lights up, it's too bright for you.
No, it does. It affects the webcam, doesn't it? So it's better to
Yeah.
have them turned off. Yes, it's quite. But
If you sign up for the newsletter on the London Transport Museum shop, you get 10% off. Hey, everyone's a winner.
What could you ask for?
This is great.
Brilliant.
Biggest plug ever.
Can we talk about the roundel?
Go.
And prior to the roundel, there was it? I'm going to say it was the bull. It was known as a bullseye. So was the roundel a sort of a step on from the bullseye design, which is like a solid red disc with the bar through it, and then the roundel came. The roundel as we know it.
And
came after
there's
that.
a replica bullseye at Covent Garden, isn't there? There's a solid red disc
yeah.
with the blue bar through.
It's been a long time since I've been to
I haven't been on the
Covent Garden
Haven't been on the tube all year.
No.
I can't. But even last year, I can't remember before Christmas when I last went on a tube train. So I can no longer remember genuinely when I last went on the underground. I couldn't tell you. It's weird.
I feel like we need to speak about this more and you get it out of your system.
I could check my Oyster history for sure and find it out that, but I'd be looking back to it's so weird.
Right. Okay, moving on. Question number 8. What is the unusual shape of the dot above the small I and J in the Johnston typeface? So it's not a circle. It is...
Oh, hang on. Let's move it so we can all see it. It's a diamond.
Diamond.
Look at that. Thank you, Matthew.
Brilliant. So if you've put diamond...
This here is a diamond.
You can have yourself 2 points. Question 9. The roundel is red and blue for the underground, orange and blue for the overground, and all red for buses. But which transport mode uses green and blue roundel?
Sam, do you know what transport mode is a green and blue roundel?
Got to be trams.
It is the trams. Yay! Sam genuinely hasn't seen the questions. I'm totally putting him on the spot. We didn't rehearse this. He didn't know I was going to do this. It's his own volition to stay. Make of that what you will. It's the trams that are blue and green.
You said you were going to attempt to name all the modes.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, people always forget the cable car because bless it, cable car. But river bus, dial-a-ride is often forgotten about.
Yeah, I'm writing them down.
I believe private hire license taxi cabs is one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then obviously tube, overground, trams,
Tube,
DLR.
DLR. Yeah,
how many-
I'm writing them down.
how many you got?
Hold on.
How many you
1,
got?
2, 3, 4.
I believe.
There's 8. That's 8.
I believe streets is a mode.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah.
like a streets department as part of TFL,
Yes, I
and
concur.
they have a streets roundel. Anybody else? What other modes are we missing?
Cycle hire.
Does cycle does cycle high have its own roundel though? It might, yeah, because it's that's white, isn't it? It's
don't
a
know.
white roundel on a red background. That's the cycle because that matches up with
Okay.
with the brown. Coaches. Someone is saying. We said buses. Did we not say buses? Oh, sorry, buses. Oh, because coaches. Because you got
buses, we
Victoria
did
Coach
say
Station.
Really? Is Coach's one?
I think they have their own roundel
Okay.
brand.
Oh my goodness.
Coaches. Oh, TFL Rail, of course, which will be Elizabeth Rail. Thank you, everyone. Right, and Overground, of course. I think we got them all. Coaches.
Oh,
we said
taxis?
taxis. Like private hire taxis are the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Are they not?
Okay.
Coaches, buses. I'm now desperately trying to remember what colour the coaches roundel is.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard that before.
If you go to Victoria Coach Station, it has its own.
Shall I Google?
You should Google. It has Sam, any idea what the coaches roundel is? What colour?
No, I do think Victoria Coach Station just has its own roundel, doesn't it? With
I'm pretty.
It's title through the bar.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what colour. Someone's saying people are saying it's orange or light orange or maybe a yellowy orange. Okay. Someone's saying it might be yellow and purple. Vicky's googling it.
I'm not doing well on the Google though.
It's a slight. Someone's now saying a slightly lighter orange than the Overground. Okay.
All TFL modes. Hold on.
Okay.
It's
All
just
right.
We'll keep looking at that. I fear this may take a while. Oh no, hold on.
Vicky hasn't accepted all her cookies.
No, I haven't accepted all the cookies, and it's now asking me if I'm a robot. I'm not a robot.
Oh, you
So
should.
buses, underground, DLR, overground, TFL rail, trams, roads.
Streets. Oh, roads, not streets.
Maybe it doesn't include streets, so maybe roads is streets. River, Dial-A-Ride, coaches and Victoria Coach Station, so that's one. Cycling and walking, the cable car, taxis and private hire. Oh, it's London Transport Museum is down here.
Someone was saying in the comments, Sam, the LT Museum has its own roundel. Come on.
Oh, really? It must have just slipped by me one day.
Brilliant. Okay.
Love it.
Right, moving on. Let's move on.
Question 10.
Question 10. Today, all escalators on the TFL network are made out of metal. What were they previously made out of? I think you've got an image for
I've got
this
an image as well.
haven't you?
And the answer is they were made out of wood.
Wood.
Wooden escalators. I've brought one up there. Famously, the last one in existence went in about 2014-15 at Greenford Station on the Central Line. It was
My notes
replaced.
tell me 2014.
2014, yeah. It was replaced with an inclinator lift.
Oh, what's an inclinator?
It's a lift that instead of going like that, it goes sort of at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. Yeah. So there you go. Wooden escalators was your answer there to number 10.
Okay.
They were all taken out after the King's Cross fire as part of the
Yeah.
whole thing where they took all the flammable materials out of trains and stations and escalators.
But we were chatting about this on our quiz on Saturday, and people just think that smoking was banned after obviously the tragic King's Cross fire, which was 87. But then we looked at it some more. But actually, it did happen in two phases. There was a time where you could smoke on trains and platforms and stations, and then they've just first banned smoking on trains, but you could still smoke at stations, and then after King's Cross they then banned smoking in stations. So that's weird to think that when they banned, it's weird to think you could smoke on a train,
Yeah,
on
well,
an underground
that's-
train. It's
yeah.
completely like the concept now is like, really? It's just bizarre, isn't it?
And couldn't you
So,
smoke
I think the way it worked was that you weren't allowed to, at the time of the King's Cross fire, you weren't allowed to smoke in stations, but everyone lit up on the escalator on the way out, so that
Right.
as they got to
Okay.
the top, they could have a gasp, and it was. They found that there were lots of cigarette butts had been dropped
Sure.
on the escalator. The escalator they examined had 40 small fires in it already before the one that flamed over and killed so many people in
Gosh.
Oh wow.
I knew you were going to mention. I was going to say as well. I remember. I'm old enough to remember you used to be able to smoke
Trolley
on,
buses.
No, well,
Oh, sorry.
on regular buses, but smoking was like go to the top deck of a bus to smoke. The top deck of a bus was like the smoking floor.
Really?
Yeah, you could smoke, but only upstairs.
I don't.
That's
know.
a 1970s, 80s thing. I know. That was the early 1980s. I remember that. I
Wow.
was a small child. Sam, did you ever used to sneakily run upstairs for a cigarette? Is that no?
No, never smoked.
Okay, good
I'm a
man.
good boy.
All right.
Yeah,
Kids,
I-
don't
neither.
smoke.
Shall we move on to
The
our
maquette.
match of the maquette round?
Oh, the maquette round.
Okay.
We love all this. We so love all this.
So, in this round, we had 5 images of different types of maquettes, and we were asking you to name which bus type, tube line that they were, are, or will use this pattern. So, do you
Should
have...
we allow people here to shout what it is now in the comments?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Shout in the comments what the maquette is. This was the first one. Go for it.
There's a delay, though, so there'll be a
Yeah,
little,
there's about a 10-second delay.
pause while we get...
Sam,
those
I'm
up.
assuming that you know what this is, right?
Yes, a district line.
It is. It's
Yes.
very much the jingle, the
Someone's
district.
saying the D78.
Yeah, it's the 1970s district line maquette. That is correct.
Love it.
That is
It
correct.
did get used on buses as well, I think.
Ah, okay. So if you've put district line or if you've put buses, then I think we should allow
Sure.
you to have that. So it's 1 point, I think, for each, or no, two for each of
No,
those.
it's 2 for each one.
Yeah, 2 for each one.
Yeah, okay.
So
That was the first maquette.
Yep.
The second maquette is talking of buses. It's this one.
dun, dun, dun.
Sam, do you know what this is?
I think.
Yeah, it's the new route master.
The new Route Master buses. Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think it's Wallace Sewell, but I can't remember that.
Oh, is it? Is it one of theirs? Okay, I didn't realise that. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah. Famous designers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Yeah. They designed the
that one you've got there.
the barman.
Is that...
Well, that's like a silver barman, which I'm assuming is it a Jubilee specific type barman rather
Is
than.
that out? Is that an actual
I didn't
one?
even think that was a thing.
Because there's the blue barman
The blue barman's on the Jubilee
and the
and the
Piccadilly-
Central.
and the Piccadilly.
Some Piccadilly upgrades have it, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
there's
there's
the
a brown variant on the Bakerloo,
blue.
but this is like a silver barman,
Ooh,
which I'd not really seen before. There we go.
nice. Brilliant. So
Number 3,
Number 3.
this one.
Oh, sorry, this one.
Vic is wearing it.
And my glasses steam up. It's a big issue with
Okay.
the mask wearing.
There's that one. Sam, what is that? Do you know what that is?
Elizabeth line.
Yes.
Now, technically, it is Elizabeth line,
Oh, here we go.
but I'm going to award you a bonus 1,000 points if you said
What?
if you said purple train. Just no, I'm not. That's a joke. I'm going to call them purple trains until the day I die, just to be that. That's that meme on Twitter. They go, "What's the hill that you'll die on?" I will call it. I will call it purple train. 2 points if you said Elizabeth line or Crossrail.
Oh, moving on.
I like that. We went. Ooh.
Next maquette, if you please.
Number 4 was this one. It's one of my favourites.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Only because I sit on it a lot.
Well, not this year. You
Not
haven't.
this year I haven't. I have not sat on this maquette all year. But last year I definitely sat on this maquette. Probably more than any other maquette. Because I'm always on the Bloomin' Victoria line.
I like it though. That's
the
my
best-
favourite line.
The best line. It's the best line in
Okay.
London. Okay. That was number 4.
Yeah, and then
Sam, do you have a favourite tube line or favourite maquette? Again, can we put you on the spot? Do you have a fave? Are you like a subservice S-Stock man, or are you a Jubilee man, or what
I quite like the Bakerloo because I like sitting on the sofa, on the Bakerloo
right.
without armrests.
Yeah, that kind. What do they call that? They call that transverse seating. Is that right? When they're not side by side, but at 90 degrees. Yeah.
And they have no armrests, so it's a nice.
No. Yeah, you get to spread out.
Sit down heavily at one end, and someone jumps up at the other end because they have such
Yeah.
brilliant suspension.
that is the best
They're
part.
very
of
springy. That is the best part of the
Bakerloo.
Bakerloo line. I mean, we all agree. And then number 5.
The
Maquette number
final.
5.
The
Ba-doom.
final.
What's that one?
Well, that is.
That's Victoria Coach Station. No, I'm kidding. That is the London Overground.
Oh, of course it is.
Did you not get that one?
I was
Were you struggling?
Yes, it was sort of in my brain, but I hadn't quite.
That's the orange of the London Overground. There we go.
So
There we
2
go.
points for each of those that you got right.
So 2 points for that. Neither of us has been keeping a tally.
Yes, I have.
Oh, well done. So Vicky has been keeping a tally
Yeah.
of the total
Right.
number
4.
of points.
So we
Bear-
had.
Bear in mind that one of them was like up to 6 for the pubs, and then Sam did a bonus one for the battle bus, and then Sam, don't be confused by this. We do a random thing every week. This is our new thing. I'm bringing in the bonus OS map. If you live in the tonight's bonus OS map is 199, the Eastbourne and Hastings area. If you live in this area as depicted on the map, give yourself a bonus OS map point.
Just one.
One bonus point if you live in the Eastbourne and Hastings area. If you're watching from Eastbourne and Hastings, tell me in the comments. That will make my evening. If you live in this area, Eastbourne and Hastings, that's OS 199 is your bonus OS map point for this evening. We like to live on the edge here, Sam. We like to mix it up.
Mixing it up.
OS maps, the works.
Okay, so.
It's all good. Someone here got 1,037 because he put purple train.
No, I found that highly suspicious.
Random name
Okay.
here. Well done.
So, according to my very rudimentary maths, I believe tonight's quiz was out of a maximum of 47 points.
Or 1,047 if you said purple train. Give us your scores. I sing 29, 38, 31, 37, 34.
1,100.
1,100. Amazing. 28. Don't say 16. Oops, Natasha.
That's
16
great.
is great. Well done.
Thank
Well
you
done.
for playing.
Nobody got 0. If you think you got 0, you didn't. You got 2 because we're playing your Mornington Crescent card for you. 45, 22.
These are great scores.
Goran got 30 and a half. He gave himself half a point somewhere, Goran.
Well, I got half a point.
That is true. Oh, so what did we get? Sorry.
I haven't added up our score quite yet.
Sam, you got 40-something points, right? Let's just say you did very well, right? You did the best.
I declare an interest.
Yeah. What was that? Your Wi-Fi's dropping out. Sorry, what? I can't hear you, Sam.
Brilliant.
Cool. Right. Well, then we're going to wind down. We finished on time. It's 9 o'clock and everything. That's
Oh,
amazing.
bonza.
Sam,
Hey.
this is your chance again to plug the museum. We're going to throw your link up on screen.
Great. Okay. Well, look, it's been great fun, Jeff. Nice to see you, Vicky, as well. It's been too long since we got together face to face. Thanks very much for doing the quiz tonight. It's great. Great to see you. There's all sorts of ways you can support us by making a donation to the museum. Buy yourself some socks, a nice warm scarf, a mask. Whatever you like. We've given you some discount codes tonight. Oh, there's the socks in a box. The new socks in a box. Yeah, can't beat them. We've sold so many. Actually, we should have done a bonus question. We've sold up to Christmas. We sold 33,000 pairs of socks.
That's a lot
Loquet
of socks.
What? That's great.
That's
What?
an incredible
That is a lot
amount of
socks.
socks.
It's because it's winter. People's feet are cold.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with
So
a pair of
much,
socks.
And it makes a good Christmas present. I think a lot of people got maquette socks as a Christmas present. Wow. Okay.
There was a great moment at the museum team's pre-Christmas gathering when the head of finance, Ruth, who's probably on this call, said, "Is there anybody in London who doesn't have a pair of our socks now?" Probably not.
Well,
We're on our way to the 9 million or something. Yeah.
I was going to say we're like 7-8 million. If you've only sold 33,000 pairs, then you've got a way to go
No,
yet.
it's-
I think you're good. I think you're good.
It's a right market. There's a right market there.
Right. So there you go. So
We're
yeah.
going to really look forward to welcoming you all back to the Transport Museum when we can do it again. We're going to carry on with the After Dark quizzes. We've got 2, 25th of February, fantastical games with Sarah Heinemann, author of Why Fonts Matter. So that'll be a wonderfully kind of arcane quiz about fonts, about lettering. inspired by 1970s game shows.
Is that next Thursday? Sorry, I missed when that was.
That's 25th of Feb,
And
which is
how do people join that? How do they sign up for that?
that'll be on the website as well. It's a free quiz, so you can just click the link and come into that one. And then on the 11th of March, we're doing a virtual art workshop with London Drawing, a relaxed drawing and collage session inspired by the museum's poster collections. That should be fun.
That sounds good.
Fun too.
Great stuff. All right. Director
Brilliant.
of the LTM Museum, Mr. Sam Mullins.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having us. This is now where we get it technically wrong. We get our mic levels wrong and our sound levels wrong as we attempt to fade out with the music and inadvertently leave Sam up for 10 seconds until we realise and then fade him out.
Because we're such a professional outfit. Yeah. That's
But
how
we're
it works.
back on. We're back on Saturday.
We are, yes.
Can I do a little drum roll?
Oh,
On the back of my clipboard.
yes.
You want to?
Yeah.
So we're back on Saturday. All the stations.
Yes.
At our regular. I love saying this. It's like being on TV. At our regularly scheduled time of 8 o'clock. With special guest. Jay Foreman's in the house. He will be here live on webcam.
Brilliant.
Him and his good lady Jade. We confirmed it today. Jay's going to be coming on. We'll talk about Map Men and all his transport and London videos that he makes. So
Brilliant.
Jay Foreman with us Saturday night. We'll do a bit of Q&A with him, and he's setting us some questions as well that we don't know. It's going to be awesome. So join us then on Saturday. That is it. Right, Vicky, thanks.
Brilliant.
Thanks
Oh,
very much.
thanks. Thank you. Well done. Thanks again to Sam. Thank you for the museum for inviting us to be part of their After Dark series. It's been great fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for taking part. Yes, let us know on Twitter, tag all the stations, also tag the museum. I'm sure they'd love to see all the fun you've been having taking part in the quiz as well. But I think, you ready now?
I'm ready.
Have I
I've done everything correctly.
Are you ready to go?
I've set the mixer level, and there'll be no technical muck-up this week, I
Brilliant.
promise. Thank you, Sam. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Cheers. Bye.